Hello friends, myself Dr. Parth Goswami and today I am going to teach you about clinical manifestation of renal disease. This is a simple overview of clinical manifestation of all type of renal disease. First of all, sorry I was not able to post the video for the last few days because I was busy in some important work. But now I am back with this video and let's learn the clinical manifestation of all renal diseases. So we will discuss the clinical feature of all kidney diseases according to the type of kidney involvement. So first we will talk about the clinical feature of nephritic syndrome. The nephritic syndrome group consisting of inflammation of kidney in which we have talked regarding rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis, acute proliferative glomerulonephritis, post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, right? We have discussed all that in our previous lecture. So, which are the clinical features of this nephritic syndrome? So, in the glomerulonephritis, the patient will have, because of glomerular basement membrane damage, the patient will have the leakage of the protein and blood in the urine. So, the patient will have proteinuria and the hematuria. The patient is also having the hypertension. There could also be presence of dysmorphic RBC in the urine, which is a characteristic feature of glomerulonephritis. If you observe RBC microscopically, then they are dysmorphic. And there will be rapidly decrease in the glomerular filtration rate sometime if kidney involvement is severe. So there will be reduction of the glomerular filtration rate in the nephritic syndrome because the filtration function of kidney is affected whenever the patient is having nephritic syndrome. Suppose the patient is having rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis. If the patient is having RPGN type of glomerulonephritis, then the name itself suggests it is a rapidly progressive, right? So there will be rapidly reduction in the filtration capacity of the kidney and rapid reduction of GFR will be present in the RPGN. So the prognosis is poor if the patient is having rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis, and the patient will have all these clinical features as well. But the difference is that there will be rapid reduction of the kidney function. All right. Now, what are the clinical features of nephrotic syndrome? So, the group of nephritic syndrome consisting of minimal chain disease, membranous nephropathy, IgA nephropathy, all that are included under nephrotic syndrome. I have already discussed about nephrotic syndrome in our previous lecture, but this particular lecture will specifically focus on the clinical features. So in the nephrotic syndrome, the kidney glomerular basement membrane damage is severe one, and so there will be leakage of low molecular weight protein in the urine initially, and then there will be loss of high molecular weight protein in the urine. So the patient will have heavy proteinuria. Heavy means the patient will have greater than 3.5 gram protein loss per day in the urine, and that's why it is known by the name nephrotic range heavy proteinuria. In the nephritic syndrome, proteinuria is not severe, it is very mild, but here it is greater than 3.5 gram in a 24 hours. So you can imagine the severity of nephrotic syndrome. And because of loss of protein in the urine, the blood protein level will be decreased. So the patient will have hypoalbuminemia, and because of which oncotic pressure will reduce. There will be reduction of oncotic pressure and the patient will have edema because of that. So here in this particular diagram you can see a pitting type of edema in the leg, and here the patient also can present with hyperlipidemia and loss of excessive lipid in the urine. Lipiduria is also present. All right, now we will see the clinical feature of chronic kidney disease. Suppose friends, if the kidney disease is not treated, if any of the kidney disease like that of focal segmental glomerulonephritis, right, if IgA nephropathy, if all the kidney disease not treated, or if the kidney disease is severe, then it can get converted into chronic variety of kidney disease that is known by the name chronic kidney disease. It is also known by the name chronic renal failure. The definition is that here the disease is chronic, so the patient will have long term compromisation of kidney function. So the reduction of the GFR will be for the long time. There will be reduction of the GFR for greater than, for at least 3 months. There will be reduction in the GFR below 60. Here the GFR is less than 60 usually, and it is persistent for the 3 months. That's why it is known by the name chronic kidney disease. So that is the definition of CKD. And here, because of chronic kidney disease, there will be persistent glomerular basement membrane damage, and there will be persistent albumin urea in the urine, right? There will be persistent protein urea, and it is the end stage of all renal parenchymal disease. If any renal parenchymal disease is not treated, then it can get converted into CKD, which indicate a very poor prognosis, because you can see that GFR is very low, right? All right. So if in the chronic kidney disease, if the treatment is not done, and because of that there will be reduction in the glomerular filtration rate, the glomerular filtration will be reduced, right? The filtrating capacity of the kidney is defective. So now you can very easily imagine that if kidney is not functioning properly, then kidney is not able to eliminate the waste product. It cannot remove the waste product from the body, particularly blood urea nitrogen and creatinine, right? The BUN and create, the blood urea nitrogen and create will not lost from the body, right? And it will get accumulated in the body, which is known by the name azotemia. So the azotemia is a biochemical manifestation of kidney injury, or it could be biochemical manifestation whenever the kidney function is compromised, for example in the extrarenal cause, like that of excessive fluid loss from the kidney. So whenever the kidney function is compromised, blood urea nitrogen and create like waste product is increased, which is known by the name azotemia. But suppose if the azotemia is persistent, right, if the waste product is keep on increasing in the body, then it will manifest as a different system involvement, right? Because of different systemic involvement, there could be various clinical manifestation like that of encephalopathy, like brain involvement. Then metabolic bone disease can develop, patient can develop gout, right? So if the clinical features are also present along with azotemia, then it is known by the name uremia. This is a very important viva question, right? What is uremia? So it is a azotemia plus clinical features of kidney injury, right? The clinical features are mainly because of increased urea. All right. Suppose a patient is having acute kidney injury, then the clinical feature will be rapid reduction of the GFR, because of which urine output will be reduced. So there will be oliguria, azotemia, uremia, and sometimes anuria can also develop. So in the acute kidney injury, oliguria means less than 600 ml per day urine output. But if the injury is severe one, then sometime less than 100 ml per day urine output can also be present, right? Which is known by the name anuria. All right. And now clinical feature of end stage renal disease. So it is exactly similar to like that of chronic kidney disease, right? The all manifestation usually are due to uremia. In the chronic kidney disease, there will be increase in the waste product, and they will lead to different systemic manifestation, which we will see later on in the slide. So here it is a terminal stage of uremia, but the main difference is that in the CKD GFR is less than 60 usually, but in the end stage renal disease GFR is less than 5%. All right. Now let's see the clinical feature of urinary tract infection. In fact, we can say that most common form of renal disease is a urinary tract infection. It is a very common renal stone, right? And there are many variety of causes of urinary tract infection, and all the urinary tract infection usually manifest as a burning micturition. The most of the patient will complain there will be burning during the micturition. And in the urinary tract infection, if you observe the urine microscopically, then there would be presence of lots of pus cell and red blood cell in the urine, which is known by the name hematuria and pyuria. So these are the manifestation of urinary tract infection. It is the most common, right? And the patient will complain burning micturition. You have to give antibiotics to treat that bacterial infection. All right. Suppose the patient is having renal stone, then the clinical feature will be blood in the urine. The most common clinical manifestation of the renal stone is the blood in the urine. So patient will have hematuria, and patient will have severe spasmodic colicky type of pain in the renal area, right? All right. So this is the clinical manifestation of chronic kidney disease. Most of the features are because of uremia, increased waste product. So the first manifestation is affection of the brain. The patient can develop encephalopathy and peripheral neuropathy, right? Because of kidney involvement, erythropoietin secretion would be less. We know very well that for the erythropoiesis, the body needs an one hormone, that is erythropoietin, which is get secreted from the kidney. So if there is a kidney disease, the EPO will be reduced, and so the patient can manifest as anemia and the platelet dysfunction. Because of uremia, patient can develop pleurisy and the pulmonary edema. Lung involvement can also be present. Sometimes cardiac involvement can also be seen in chronic kidney disease. The patient can manifest as a chronic heart failure, congestive heart failure, hypertension, and pericarditis. Right? Peptic ulcer also can be developed, and most of the chronic kidney disease patient can develop metabolic bone disease, particularly renal osteodystrophy, osteomalacia, in which there is a deficiency of vitamin D and there is a osteitis fibrosa. All right. Uremic frost on the skin can also be seen, and because of hyperuric acid, gout can be developed. So this is all about the overview of clinical manifestation of renal disease. Thank you very much and see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.